Today's math lesson is titled Building the Multiplication Table of 2. Here's our math objective. We can build the multiplication of 2, the multiplication table of 2. So when we're talking about a multiplication table, we are not talking about the table that we sit at to eat breakfast. Okay? We are talking about a list of numbers that have the answers to multiplication problems involving the number 2. Okay? Below is an example of the 2 times table. Okay? 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3 equals 6. And so on. We're going to look closely as to how we can make or build this together. Okay? So when we're building the multiplication table of 2, we're going to use this dot paper over here as a visual. Okay? So if I have 2 times 1, I have one group of 2 dots right here. So 2 times 1 is going to give me 2. Let's look at the next one. We know that 2 times 1 is 2. So now what we've done here is we're going to add one group of 2. So we had this group of 2 last time. And this time we're going to have our second group of 2. So we see here that there are 4 dots, which tells me that 2 times 2 equals 4. That makes sense to me because I know 2 plus 2 equals 4. Each time I add a group of 2, this number increases by 1, and our answer increases by 2. So we know 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. This is plus 2 to get that. We know we need to add 2 more dots. So we have here that 2 times 2 is 4. So what we did is we added 2 more dots. Now I have 6 dots. So I know 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? I can see that I have 3 groups with 2 dots in each. That's why my answer is 2 times 3. Okay? So far, we know 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So we already know that 2 times 3 is 6 dots. So what we're doing here is we're adding 2 more dots. We're adding one more group of 2. We're changing this to one more group of 2. 1 more than 3 is 4. So now we're looking at the total number of dots that we have. And we have 8 dots in all. That makes sense to me because 6 plus 2 is 8. Again, as we make the times table, okay, we are adding one group of 2 each time that we go down. Each time there's one more group, we're adding one more group of 2. Okay? All right, so far we know 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is... Oh, Miss Egan went too fast. Pretend you didn't see this. Never mind. So we know that 2 times 4 is 8. We already know that 2 times 4 is 8, right? 4 groups with 2 in each. Now we have 5 times 2. Okay? We have another group of 2, which means we need to add 2 to the number 8. I know that 8 plus 2 is 10. I can also count over here that I now have 10 dots. Okay? You can also look at it like this, students. You can look at it as one group of 5 and 2 groups of 5, if you'd like to look at it that way, okay? Just another way to represent our equal groups. All right, let's keep going down this chart. We're building it up. So we know 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, I already know that I have 10 dots, okay? I want to add on one more group of 2. I know that 10 plus 2 equals 12. I'm adding one more group of 2. I can also count the dots here and see that 6 times 2 is 12, or 2 times 6 is 12. Remember, these can always be switched. This is the same as 6 times 2. Okay? All right, hopefully you're starting to get a hang of this. So say this with me. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. We already know that we have 12 dots here. We're adding one more group of 2. 1 more than 6 is 7. So I'm adding one more group of 2. I know that 12 plus 2 equals 14. And I know that if I count the dots, I'll have 14 dots here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, I just skip counted by 2s to count the dots. You can also count by 1s. All right, let's keep going. So we know 2 times 1 is 2. Excuse me. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. We need this to be one group of 2 more. This is 14. We're adding one group of 2 to 14. I'm going to get 16. When I add in this next group, I skip count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I also see 16 dots here. All right, here we go. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9, I need to add 16 plus one more group of 2. We know that there are 16 dots here. We've added one more group of 2. One more group of 2. So I know that I'm going to get the number 18 here. I can skip count to check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. All right, we're almost done. Here we are. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 10 is 20. We know this because if we do 18 plus 2, we get to 20, okay? Anything that you multiply by 10 is just going to be the number with a 0 at the end, right? So it's always going to be whatever number you're multiplying by with a 0, okay? So what we did here, okay, is we added 2 each time. You did a worksheet yesterday where you had to find the answers to this, right? So each time here, we're adding 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 16 plus 2, 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. Why do we do that? This is because each time we are increasing this number by 1, we are adding one group of 2. You're adding one group of 2 each time, which is why the number is getting bigger by 2 each time. Here's an example. We know that 2 times 3 equals 6. We know that 2 times 4 equals 8. Therefore, 2 times 4 is 2 more than 2 times 3. 4 is one group of 2 larger than 3, okay? We also know that 2 times 3 is 2 less than 2 times 4. So we could do the same thing going backwards. 20 minus 2 is 18. 18 minus 2 is 16. 16 minus 2 is 14. 14 minus 2 is 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 4 minus 2 is 2. That's because these numbers, when we're going up, are becoming one group of 2 smaller each time. Okay? Here's another example. 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 times 7 equals 14. I'm reading here. Okay? So 2 times 7 is 2 more than 2 times 6. And 2 times 6 is 2 less than 2 times 7. That's because you're talking about one more or one less group of 2. All right? So this should help you with the pages from yesterday, the pages for today, and the pages for tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to be posting another video that will help you find related facts now that you know, hopefully you've memorized some of this multiplication table of 2. So it's going to help you if you can't remember how to find, for example, what 2 times 6 is. All right, so tune in for that, and please let me know if you have any questions. Bye, students.